Elliot Rogers here. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Uh, I'm Mitch Connor, or so I'm known. I wanted to make a follow-up video on what was my very first um, independently made video on the USAID organization and the military Ebola facility in Liberia back a little over a month ago. The Murderous History of USAID, the government agency behind Cuba's fake Twitter clone. This is from April 8th, 2014, which kind of comes at a interesting time because there may be more connections between this and what's going on with Obama and Kerry's diplomacy to Cuba. I don't know about that yet, but I thought I'd just go over this quickly and share the links so that people can learn more about USAID and what it actually does. Okay. Now, this is very similar to Operation Mockingbird, which was uncovered in the 70s, where the CIA was, putting like billions of dollars into the mainstream media. And, well, they said they ended it, but clearly they did not. If you know about all the hoaxing going on in the media that is there to change public opinion and cause support for wars and unnecessary gun control. I'm sorry. I think everybody should wear a gun on them. And the honest people, I'm sorry, the good people in this world do outnumber the psychopaths. Even the small-time psychopaths, who are the ones that are most likely to commit murders and such. They got people with guns on holsters around them. They're not going to pull that stuff because they know there's consequences to that in that case. Anyway, so let's start with this quote. In a number of countries, including Venezuela and Bolivia, USAID is acting more as an agency involved in covert action, like the CIA, than as an aid or development agency. And I believe that was this link, right? Yep. This article, no strings attached, how U.S. funding of the World Press Corps may be buying influence. And I think I covered this in a previous video too, with the Broadcasting Board of Governors and all that they're connected with, okay? And Broadcasting Board of Governors includes John Kerry. I don't know, maybe I didn't make a video on it, I can't remember now, but it had a lot going on, so I'm having a hard time remembering. But bbg.gov is the website if you want to go through it and learn a little bit about it. But essentially, this article is about a propaganda agency, and I'll leave a link for it so you can read it yourself, because this is a very important subject concerning foreign relations, which the Secretary of State John Kerry, who is on the Broadcasting Board of Governors, the Secretary of State deals in foreign relations. That is the main reason for the post. So once you understand that, what USAID is doing, how it was connected to James Foley and the ISIS beheadings, which were fake, and how that wasn't even James Foley, and just many other things. I mean, they're connected to the Ebola scam, etc. Okay, so this is stuff that needs to be understood. This is not a misrepresentation. It is a twisted history. Our government agencies have a very twisted history in many things they've done worldwide. For the sake of democracy, something that started getting spewed about 100 years ago by politicians, even though this country was not a democracy, it was a constitutional republic. Yes, it had a democratic Congress, but it was supposed to be a constitutional republic to protect all, even the minorities. This is a 2-page article, and just read it. It's worthwhile. And I apologize about my tone. I'm a little annoyed because of a C.W. Wade and his trolls commenting on my video, which was documenting how Lenny Posner censored me for putting up the "We Need to Talk About Sandy Hook" video. And yeah, I didn't pull the same tactics that he did, but nonetheless, you want to go to that video, read the comment, it's there. he wants to comment on my videos, he can. I don't really care. But sorry, they have the burden of proof on them. It's not on us. What we show is, and what the creators of that movie show is, that there is a lack of proof. Sorry, I'm not involved in that, but I did a bunch of research well before I ever even heard any of those guys. So, yeah. So USAID has clearly been very busy lately. Not that this is news to Pando Daily readers, of course. Earlier this year, we broke the story about USAID co-investing with Omidar Network and Ukraine NGOs that organized and led the Maidan Revolution in Kiev, resulting in the overthrow of President Yanukovych, or whatever. The revolution hasn't turned out so well, though. Yada yada. Okay. Now, there's a lot of links in this article, and I recommend reading them. Like I said, I don't have time. I do have things to do, but I just want to make sure that this gets out there in some form. The truth is, USAID's role in a covert op and subversion should be common knowledge. It's not like the record is that hard to find. Either it has developed those Men in Black memory zappers, or else maybe we don't want to remember. Selective amnesia doesn't do anyone else any good, however, so I figured it might be useful to offer a brief look back at some of USAID's darkest, ugliest moments. And this goes through much more than that. It goes through the funding they received, and so does this, like from the Broadcasting Board of Governors, which is in the tens of millions, and so it goes through many instances of USAID messing with other countries and stuff. It's created by Kennedy. Where is that? In 1961, he created it. Sorry. Oh yeah, right here. Established in 1961 under President Kennedy, though it grew out of programs like the Marshall Plan. I gotta wonder if that means that it got infiltrated by the CIA afterwards, because it doesn't seem like it was a CIA operation initially, but its ranks covertly sprinkled with CIA spooks and hotspots across the globe. So I guess that indicates that they infiltrated it, right? It was a CIA proxy headed by an agent named Byron Eagle. Further down in the article, funny enough, they engaged in quite a bit of torture. This Mr. Mitrione is a pretty sick guy right here. It says, concerning his academic approach to torture, Mitrione was a perfectionist. He was coldly efficient. He insisted on economy of effort. His motto was, the right pain in the right place at the right time. A premature death, he would say, meant that the technique had failed. He also participated in some sick stuff as subjects for the first testing when he was training police, that is, in what was it, Uruguay, which were known as bichicones, from the outskirts of Montevideo, along with a woman from the border with Brazil. There was no interrogation, only a demonstration of the different voltages on the different parts of the human body, together with the uses of a drug to induce vomiting. I don't know why or for what, and another chemical substance. The four of them died. This is pure psychopathy. It takes a man with no conscience to do this, okay? And these type of men have been employed by the CIA for a very long time, and by our military, to do some very, very sick things. Some make the excuse of, we need them to, pull off things that are good for the country, but I'm sorry, I disagree. Because this is well beyond what is, it's well beyond being about this country. It's about the New World Order. You don't know what that is? Well, I suggest you look into it, because all the politicians in the world, all the way up to the Pope, talk about it. We need a new world order. We need a new world order, left and right. Then other officers of public safety. John Gilligan, former director of USAID under Jimmy Carter, said, at one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas, government, volunteer, religious, every kind. What a surprise. Hey, don't forget James Foley, by the way. I keep coming back to that because That's important with them faking these beheadings. You got to realize this war on terror is, as far as being a threat to the United States, is fake. I might have to put on the screen this quote I was at the end. This quote I was reminded of that I hadn't said in years by All About Perception from Julius Caesar. Anyway, we got stuff about Guatemala, El Salvador. They messed with Haiti. Peru mass sterilization, which this, oh man, 300,000 women. Oh. Russia in the 1990s after the fall of the Soviet Union. Palestine. And further, on a side note, we got David Cameron warning about Sydney-style attack at any moment, okay, with this whole Sydney siege bullcrap. And they're coming with this rhetoric once again. That's one thing, but people who are self-radicalized, often on the internet, who then suddenly do appalling things, that is much more difficult to prevent, okay? That's what they're coming after. They're coming after the internet. Okay, they want control of it so that people like me and people like those who might just view this, that already know about stuff like this going on, are shut up. Okay, they want to shut us up. When we want nothing but peace. We don't want to hurt anybody. We want people to not get hurt anymore. We want freedom. We want morality, period. And we're not going to create false flags to change the world. We're just going to break down those false flags and show you that they're full of crap. That you need to stop believing these psychopaths, okay? These people are psychopaths. Yeah, so I'm about to give you the quote here, but it's on, shared by this guy on what is now his most viewed video by far. And congratulations on that. I actually like this guy's videos. He apparently, as far as I know, only started making videos, at least on this channel, starting with the Ottawa hoax, and he did a very good job on it, and I like his videos. But this quote, I'm going to read it to you. I was saying this over 10 years ago, okay, after 9/11, and I learned it beforehand. Because I started learning before even 9/11 what was going on in this country. I knew as soon as it happened what it was, okay? And I continued to only find proof that I was right. Even though, yeah, maybe the demolition or thermite demolition thing might not be the case, but either way, always open-minded, as long as there's good proof to back it up. But let's read this. Beware the leader who bangs the drums of war in order to whip the citizenry into a patriotic fervor. For patriotism is indeed a double-edged sword. It both emboldens the blood, just as it narrows the mind. And when the drums of war have reached a fever pitch, and the blood boils with hate, and the mind has closed, the leader will have no need in seizing the rights of the citizenry. Rather, the citizenry, infused with fear and blinded by patriotism, will offer up all of their rights unto the leader, and gladly so. How do I know? For this is what I have done, and I am Caesar, Julius Caesar. You love my taco-flavored kisses.